Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is the one and true and living legend, the one and only, yours truly, Dr. J23, coming to you live with another very special edition of Independent Scene Podcast. I want to take the opportunity, as always, to thank everyone for tuning in, thank everyone for watching, thank you guys for the always continued support. I appreciate it 10 times over. But today we got a really dope show. We got my man Eric S. Swindell in the building. He is an author, he is an actor, he is a producer, the whole 9 yards. But I'm going to get him in this chat. We're gonna chop it up. And I'm going to let him explain himself. But with that being said, he's already in the building. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please let me welcome my guest at this time. He is the homie, the bro, Eric S. Swindell. Let's get it. What up, Memphis? I see you. It's calling your name. I ain't taking front of man. Come on, hit the request button, bro. There we go. What's going on, man? Yeah, but how you doing, my boy? How you doing? I'm good, man.
How about
First of all, let
yourself?
me just say I want to welcome you to the platform, man. Welcome you to the channel. Definitely is an honor and a pleasure to be chopping it up with you, man. How's everything? That's good, man.
Everything's good.
Well, first of all, man, introduce yourself to these fine people, and then we're going to jump right into it. I said, introduce
What was
yourself to the
that?
fine people, and then we're going to jump right into it.
Oh, hey, I'm Eric S. Swindell. I'm a writer, actor, director, executive producer, author.
Most definitely,
Do it all.
definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate you for introducing yourself to the people. So first things first, man. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. How did you get started in the career in the profession that you're in? Where did it start, and how did you go about getting into it?
Well, it started when I was like 12. I didn't even like reading, but then all of a sudden I started writing, and then next thing I know, you know, my writing led into wanting to be an actor, and then started directing and everything. I started doing stage plays at my church that I used to go to, and then in 2017 I started putting them on to the
Okay.
public.
So let me ask you this: throughout that process, what was the experience like knowing that this was something that you wanted to do? But what was that experience like for you?
Uh, the experience from well, it was like just something that just happened because growing up, there was so many things I wanted to do, and so when the idea of acting came to mind, I was like, this is an opportunity where I could do all these things. And then here it is. I was looking, and I just started, like I said, with the writing, it just
Okay.
came to me. Because to be honest, I didn't expect to ever. When I first started writing, that was a surprise to me, and then it all just started coming together, and then people around me just started to encourage me. Then it pushed me to even move
Okay.
further
Okay.
with it.
So let me ask you this: so when it comes to you say I know you said that you're an author. Tell us about the book about your book and what led you to write your book.
Well, my first book is called The Soul of a Young Man. I published it back in 2013. That was a book that was based on some stuff that I was going through. I rewrote it so nobody could kind of figure out that was kind of based how I was feeling during that time. My second book is called The Eyewitness. That was a mystery thriller suspense book that came to me that a lot of people like
Okay.
better than my first book. Uh, yeah, both of them are available to
Okay.
order on
Okay.
Amazon.
I'm gonna definitely have to check them out. All right. So with acting, now because I've had you and I we've talked offline a couple of times, and I've happened to see some of the posts that you made about your shows. Now, what is the work ethic like whenever you're looking for people to be involved in a show or a play? What are the requirements that you look for in those individuals to put them in your production?
Well, to be honest, sometimes it's a bit hard for me to actually find, actors because a lot of stuff will happen where people be busy. I know when I don't have shows going on, people are asking me if I have something. Then when I do have shows, and that's when they're interested. But when I look for people, um, I pretty much let them, like I tell them what the character's about, ask them if that's something that they believe they can do. If they can, I say, okay, well, here's the role. Let's see what you can
Okay,
do
okay.
with it.
Now, let me ask you this. Now, when it comes to people who are wanting to get into the industry, who are wanting to get into maybe some of the same things you're into, what are some of the steps and routes that they have to take to get into it, to really be more serious with their craft?
One thing I would really say is for them to believe in themselves, believe that they can do it because there are a lot of struggles you're going to face. A lot of people to tell you that you can't because I know I've been in that position where I had multiple people to tell me I can't. Don't you're doing too much stuff like that. As long as you can believe in yourself and believe that you can do it, go
Okay,
forward with
okay,
it.
okay. So just real quickly, give us a few shows that that you've done that you really thought back to yourself when it was all over, that you said, I really did this. I really, helped some people, or I really helped change people's life. What were some of those shows and plays that you've done?
Well, I did one show back in 2017 called Motherless Child, and then I turned around and did it again in 2019 where I had Maurice Lochner from the Tyler Perry plays in it. Um, and then I did another play last year called Unexpected Christmas, and with that play, I know I hit a lot of topics with it. I believe some people did say that did touch on, make them think about some stuff that was going on with their lives. As a matter of fact, I got a play that I'm working on for this year that I think really going to speak to a lot of people
Okay,
as well.
okay, okay. Now, let me ask you this. Having all of these, seeing that you wear all these hats, I got to ask the obvious question. Does it get tiring to you at times knowing that you got all of this work that you're doing, but yet at the same time, you still staying active?
Not, no, because I got a good team behind me. I got a lot of good people working with me, helping me keep it organized. Then, you know, so I can focus on the acting. So I do hire like assistant directors to be my eyes from the other side. Um, and like I said, help me keep it organized, and so I don't feel overwhelmed.
Okay, okay. Now, when it comes to, growing up, tell us a little bit about your growing up. What was growing up like for you as a kid and realizing what it is that you really wanted to do with your life? What was that? What was your growing up process like?
Grown up, it was interesting. Went through a lot of things growing up, which kind of helped me with these stories, helped me tell them, helped me really feel the emotions of some of the characters that I'd be creating. And then I grew up around a lot of interesting people. I have a character that designed back in 2010 named Aben, and I've been playing him ever since. And he reflects a lot of people who I grew up around.
Okay, okay.
Growing up, I've been around a lot of interesting people. Um, Heard a lot of interesting stuff. So like sometimes I will tweak some stuff into the stories that
Okay,
I write.
okay. Now, let me ask you this. Do you happen to have any similarities compared to all the characters or roles that you played in these shows?
Not I can't really say that because like I said, the character that I've been doing since 2011, I designed him in 2010, but I started playing him in 2011. He's like a side of me that I don't show, but it's like he can't come out of me if he push the
Okay,
wrong
okay,
buttons with me.
okay. Now, when you look at, when you think of inspiration, who are some of your inspirations growing up? When it comes to, the acting and the writing and, the producing and things like that. Who are some of your inspirations?
Mm, I got a lot. Well, I know like my
Of
role
course.
model was Tyler Perry. Um, but a lot of people be like, "Oh, you the next Tyler Perry, you the next Tyler Perry." Growing, the first couple of times I heard that, I appreciate it because I took it as a compliment. But now I reached the point where I'm like, okay, please don't say that no more, because I really just want to be me, show people what I can do, my ideas, my creativities, and I encourage other people to do that, to believe in themselves and go forward with
Most
what they
definitely,
have
most
planned.
definitely. Now, I want to kind of piggyback a little bit because you mentioned you've had the pleasure of working with one being Mr. Maurice Lochner. I gotta ask, man. You and I being two people that he has interacted with. I gotta ask, man, what was that response like to know that you really got the chance to work with somebody like that on that type of level, knowing he was up on the Tyler Perry? What was that experience like for you?
It was awesome, and then not only that, he helped me out. Like when it came to the music, like I had hired some musicians and the music wasn't quite right, and so he was able to come in and say, "Okay, man, don't worry, I got you." And he was helping me to get the music together, uh, uh, to help me think about how some singing should go and all that stuff. So he played a real helpful part in when I was putting
Okay,
together those two
okay.
productions.
Yeah, I too have had that pleasure, like I said, of chopping it up with him exactly on the same exact podcast. And I tell you, man, he is definitely uh, as they say, a diamond in the rough. He has a lot of gems and a lot of knowledge to share. So, it was really amazing to chop it up with him and learn a little bit about him, as well as hearing the gems and the things and the routes that it took to get, into this business and to get started and things of that nature. So I definitely say to you, I'm definitely super supportive of everything that you got going on. Keep doing what you're doing. I want to ask this question when it comes to the young and when it can you hear me?
I'm sorry, I had somebody trying to call me, but can you
Huh?
repeat that? I had somebody trying to call me, but
All
can
right.
you repeat
So what
that?
I was saying
I'm
was when it
sorry.
comes to the young and aspiring actors and actresses, um, when it comes to putting this show together, what is the first things that you look for, to make sure that this person nails their part, their role?
Mm, the, uh, the, let's see. Well, the thing of it is, when I start booking people, sometimes I'll just look at the person. I'll be like, I believe they could do this role. And like I said, get no put the like somebody who I admire when it comes to the way that they will get into character with Cicely Tyson, because I remember she said that she will read a script 50 times, and each time she read it, she will learn something different of the character. And so, like I said, when somebody is taking a role, really read the character, understand the character, figure out the character's background. Because like when I even played my role of Aben, I gotta know his background, where he comes from, so I can know like how he is presented of the present day of
Okay,
this production.
okay. Now let me ask you this: what's been the greatest piece of advice or lesson that you've learned being in this profession, doing what you do so well, and still being able to come out on top? What's been that lesson or that advice that you've gotten?
The best lesson is just never give up.
Okay, okay.
Never give up. And like I said, never let anybody tell you that you can't. because to me, if you let people tell you that you can't, and then you not then you won't make it. You gotta really believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, trust in what you're doing.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, man. So when it comes to music, man, you know, and your productions, what type of music do you generally go for to put into these productions and these plays?
Different kind of music. Um, gospel, R&B, even rap, because I do know a guy who does like gospel rap. So one time I try to let him put his work in there. But my background before acting came into it, my father's side of the family comes from music. Like yeah, from my grandfather. My grandfather was a musician, singer, songwriter. He recorded a few records, and along with my great uncles. So if you like, he even have somebody uploaded a few of his songs on YouTube. Archie Swindell, and
Okay.
yeah,
So it definitely seems like music was definitely a big part of your life growing up.
definitely. Because my father did radio, MC, and
Okay.
he done a
So
lot.
speaking on family, man, how has your family taken to you doing all of these great things and doing all these productions and being an author and a producer and all of that? How do they deal with all of that?
They're just very supportive. They play a big part as well, of helping me put it together. Because mostly, like, my family who helps me organize and make sure everything is going the way it needs to go, and it is a complete success.
Okay. So now, looking towards the future, we're here in the year 2022. What are some of your other hopes and dreams and goals that you're trying to accomplish for 2022?
Is to make this a full-time thing, because right now it's kind of part-time because I do work a full-time job, but my goal is to make this full-time, so I can, because there's people out there who are looking for opportunity, and I want my company, Swindell Entertainment Studio, to be that opportunity. And I'm getting reached out to people not just into acting, but I got people who wants to film it, be photographers, help out in the back. I'm getting reached out to by a lot of people who wants to enter this industry, and I want my company to grow so I can create jobs for them.
Okay. Now, has there been anything or any trials in your life where you look back and you said, "Oh, I could have did this better," or I could have done things this way"? Have you ever had those moments in life?
Yes, 2019, I had a production that did not go too well. I didn't promote it the way that I thought I was, and here I am looking for over 900 people to show up over this weekend, and because the auditorium book seats 465 people, and only 38 people showed up Saturday night, and only 25 people showed up
Wow.
Sunday night.
Okay. So did that? So with that, did that make you feel away, or did you just say to yourself, "You know what? I'm gonna still keep going because I know eventually, you know, when the time, as they say, when timing is right, everything else will fall into place."
Right. Because I was like, because when it happened, I lost a lot, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna let this stop me. I'm gonna keep going. I just continue to work, save my money, and then here it is. Last year, I was able to do it and had a good over 600 people
Okay.
show up. I did 2 shows, and yeah, and so like altogether, like over 600 people showed up.
Okay. So now I want to kind of switch gears for a second because we also have, there's so much that has been going on in our world, with this pandemic, with people dealing with mental health, things of that nature. and then you have someone like yourself who are putting on these shows and these productions. How have you been adjusting to, as they say, quote unquote, our new normal as it relates to the pandemic and mental awareness, if you will, as it relates to you doing what you do?
Uh, Wait a minute.
I
Can
said,
you
how
repeat that
have you
again?
been adjusting to, what's been going on as far as the pandemic and as far as mental awareness for people who, feel like they can't laugh or feel like, the world is stressing them too much. Like, how do you speak to someone or help someone or show someone that, there's always, brighter on the other side, if that make any sense?
Hmm. Uh, let's see. I don't know. Because there is a lot going on, and I'm just keep saying, just, hey, you gotta keep
Okay,
moving forward.
okay. Now, has there been anyone that whenever you've been out in public that you spotted or that you've seen that you're like, yo, like I would love to work with this person or I would love to work with this individual?
Yeah, yes, yeah. There's been a lot of people like that. Um, yeah, there has been a lot of people that I'd be like, oh, I want to work with them. And then there've been a lot of people. Like I said, there've been a lot of people who reach out to me who said that they would love to be a part of my
Okay,
production.
so when it comes to game time and you put on the show and the production goes extremely well and then afterwards, what is the relief like knowing that you was out there on stage doing your thing and the crowd absolutely loved it? Like, what is that response?
It's a good feeling, and then when people it's like especially like last year when I had some people who were like weren't sure if they wanted to come, and then after the show they leave and bragging like, "Oh, I'm glad I came." That's a great feeling. Let me know I am doing the right thing. I am going in the right
Okay,
direction.
okay, okay. So now, let me ask you this question. So, when it comes to the culture, us, being African Americans and having so much diversity in the world, you know, do you as an actor, an author, and a producer and those things, do you go based off of gender or equality, or do you or is anybody welcome to be a part?
Anybody's welcome. Yeah, I open the
Okay,
doors to
okay.
anybody.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So now, you got your shows, you got your book. Um, what is it about you, if anything, that people can people that know you, that have been close to you? What is the one thing that you have heard or know that they can say about you that they'll always remember?
Mm, somebody something that somebody would say to me that they will always remember. I don't know. There's a lot of people who done said a lot of things to me. I can't. I can't really name
Yeah, it's
anybody
all
right
good. It's all
now.
good. We'll come back to that. All right. So now, with the current state of where we at now, do you feel like we hear it all the time? Laughter is like medicine. Laughter is good for the soul. Has there been any people out there in the crowd when you've done these shows that really have come up to you and be like, "Yo, what you did in this place truly hilarious"?
Yes, there has been a lot of people who
Like
have said
they really like they really got those belly hurting laughs. I said like they really got those
What was that?
belly hurting laughs.
Yes. Yes, there's been a number of people who have done that.
Okay. Oh,
Uh,
okay. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So now, like I said, what's next for Mr. Swindell? Like, what's next on your agenda? Like, what can everyone be expecting from you this within this year? What can we be expecting? What can we be on the lookout for?
I have an upcoming production that I'm working on to try to get done this year. Um, I'm looking at trying to do it around September, but I'm working on a play called Bruised but Not
All right,
Broken.
repeat that one more time. You said what now?
It's called. I'm working on a play called Bruised
Bruised
but
but not
Not
broken.
Broken.
Okay. Okay. Now, real quickly, give us a real quick plot on what this play or this production is about, for those that may be wondering.
It, it's about a woman who is a single mother, recently divorced, who is she's starting a new chapter of her life. She's a very ambitious person. But then all of a sudden, I guess you could just say temptation come knocking at her front door.
Okay. Okay. Now, let me ask you this: how well are you as connected with the younger generation of today? Do you have any young, super young, youth out there that really enjoys your shows and your productions, or have felt like you have really helped them in their life?
Uh, Not that I know of at this
Okay,
moment.
okay. Now, when the time comes for you to continue to grow like you've been doing and continue to reach for that brass ring, um, are you still gonna be, as they say, are you still gonna be open to people and accessible to people, or do you feel like you'll still need your team because you don't want to get distracted?
Probably both. Like I still trying to work with the people that I know, and then at the same time open up the door to new people as
Okay,
well.
okay, okay. Well, I say yeah, I definitely appreciate young brothers like yourself who are able to make a difference out here in the world. Like I said, you're definitely on that scale of becoming the next Tyler Perry, man. So definitely, I say salute to you, man, because that's truly a blessing when you're able to help other people. You know what I mean? Most definitely.
Hmm.
So my final two
Yeah.
things I want to kind of get into is now when it comes to social media, how how are you about interacting with the support in the fans from social media, who have attended these productions and plays and have seen what you do and have bought your products or your book and things of that nature.
You kind of
You
broke up
said
a
what
little
now?
bit. You
I said so.
went in
When
and
it comes
out a
to
little
social
bit.
media, how do you deal with social media? How do you interact with your supporters on social media? Are you very active with them, or is?
I tried to communicate communicate with them more because I really appreciate them, and then they especially when they start buying my stuff, I send them thank you, and to let them know thank you for their support. But when it start when my support start building even more, I'll still try to communicate with them more
Okay,
as the best that I
okay,
can.
okay. I feel that. I feel that. And my final thing, bro, is, when it's all said and done, are you hoping to leave a legacy behind, and what does that legacy look like?
I think the legacy that I want to leave behind is, hey, I did all, I you know, did all the everything that I could, the best way that I could to open the doors for people, to show people that they can do anything that they put their mind to, that
Okay,
anything is possible.
I feel that. Well, Mr. Swindell, bro, I definitely appreciate you, man, for coming through and chopping it up with us today on Independent Scene Podcast. It was definitely a pleasure getting to know you a little bit, getting to talk with you. Definitely continue to do what you do. I'm definitely in full support of what you got going on. Real quickly, let the people know where they can follow and tap in with you at.
They can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or they can even go to my website at
Most
www.ericswindell.com.
definitely. And make sure you guys go and follow, tap in with this young brother. He is definitely out here doing his thing. Let's definitely continue to support, our black brothers, our black sisters out here. You know what I mean? But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been my time. I am the one and true and living legend, 123rd Independent Scene Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us. Thank you to my special guest, Eric Swindell, for coming in and chopping it up with us. And we look forward to seeing you guys again next time on another edition of Independent Scene Podcast. We out, guys.